Two injured starters returned to practice today for the Denver Broncos as they are set to take on the Kansas City Chiefs in Week 10. But before we talk about that, guys, I want to thank the affiliate partner for today's video, Whitebeard Signworks. Use code BS30, link in the description below to save $30 off your first purchase on NFL LED team logo signs, just like this really cool sign behind me. Again, that is code BS30, link in the description below. And now back to your regularly scheduled content. The Denver Broncos just released their injury report after Wednesday's practice, and it saw two starters listed as returning to practice as they are coming back from injuries. So the first one being Luke Wattenberg. He is practicing for the first time since he ended up injuring his ankle. I believe that was in the Raiders game, if I'm not mistaken. So he is listed as limited. Pretty good chance that he goes, which is good news. And then PJ Locke, it's a similar situation where he fractured his thumb a couple of Wednesdays ago in practice, missed the next two games. He is now in position to play, hopefully, with a full participation in practice on Wednesday. He did still have a cast on his thumb, but it seems that he's been cleared for contact and will be back in the secondary for the Broncos, which is going to be huge. I'd rather have PJ Locke out there with one hand than have to put Devon Key back out there again after his dismal performance against the Baltimore Ravens. So the Broncos do get some good news there. One notable note, though, is Josh Reynolds, because he was supposed to return hopefully this week as he's coming back from not only his finger injury, but also the traumatic event that he went through a couple of weeks ago. But he did not practice today, so it seems that his 21-day window has not started yet. So I think that it's probably going to be another week before we see Reynolds back out on the field, which sucks. That means that the Broncos definitely need to think about promoting A.T. Perry from the practice squad this week. We already made a video talking about Perry earlier today. As far as other news from the injury report, DJ Jones with a knee listed as full. Delarian Turner-Yell, he continues to work his way back, listed as full. I think we might see Delarian Turner-Yell back this week. He is now on the second week of the 3-week activation window. Zach Allen, he's limited with rest. Nothing concerning there. It's the same situation as last week for him. Mike McGlinchey limited with his knee injury. It seems they're just doing regular maintenance with him at this point. Dealing with probably something that's going to linger throughout most of the season, but it seems McGlinchey is good enough to play through it, so no concern there at all. Drew Sanders, he made his return to practice as well from his Achilles injury. We talked about that in its own video. Drew Sanders, definitely an interesting piece of the puzzle here for the Denver Broncos, to say the least. Check out that video if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Sanders. But overall, just the fact that Wattenberg and PJ Locke are going to be back, very good news. I think Wattenberg coming back definitely helps the offensive line. Forsythe had a really rough game against the Baltimore Ravens, so it just feels like Luke Wattenberg, he's got a higher floor. Alex Forsythe, he's got a higher ceiling. So I just think that right now the Broncos trust the higher floor player a little bit more. That is why Luke Wattenberg is going to return to the starting lineup at center, despite some controversy at that position over the last couple of weeks. I think that Ravens game kind of solidified, yeah, you probably need Wattenberg back in there, especially having to go up against Chris Jones and company against Kansas City this week. That's not going to be a fun matchup for the Broncos. All right, Broncos country, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And before we dip out of here, guys, I want to tell you about the other affiliate partner for today's video, Green Gridiron Helmets. Use code DENSYN, DENSYN, link in the description down below as well to save off your first purchase on NFL team helmets, from little replicas like this one to full-size helmets. Again, that is code DENSYN, link in the description down below. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.